Hey, this is Jim with Wild Horses, and we're just going to go through a bench bleed instruction for our heavy-duty master cylinders. Here's a heavy-duty master cylinder, and with that master cylinder, you're going to get this plastic dust seal. You're going to get this thing we call the bullet. You're going to get these 4 plugs, and you're going to get this bench bleed kit. Now, depending on what type of brake system you're hooking it up to, hydro boost, power brake, manual brake, that's going to determine whether or not you use this bullet. For our Wild Horses systems, you're going to use this bullet. You absolutely want to make sure that this little dude is stuck into the back of the master cylinder. Otherwise, the first time you press your brakes, you're going to blow out your hydro boost. But what we're going to do, we're going to put this master cylinder in the vise and go through a very quick bench bleed scenario for you. So one thing that's super cool about the master cylinder we use is it's actually got ports on both sides of the master cylinder. So again, depending on what you're hooking the master cylinder up, manual brakes, vacuum power brake, hydro boost, and which side of the master cylinder is best for the lines to come out, you're going to take 2 of the plugs out, and then you're going to use 2 of these caps to plug off that side, and then you want to leave, of course, the side that you're going to eventually hook your brake hoses up to. You're going to leave that side open. Okay, so for the sake of time, I've went ahead and plugged off my passenger side of the master cylinder ports. I've put the bleed kit into the side where we're going to end up hooking the hoses, ran the clear hoses, put some brake fluid in there, and now I'm going to start pressing on the piston and bench bleed this master cylinder. And I'm going to put the camera right over the top so you can see in here. There's tons of trapped air inside this master cylinder. And so the bench bleeding procedure is absolutely necessary if you want to end up with optimum brakes. So let's just move this guy right over the top here, and then I want you to be able to see, hopefully it'll come through, but just the tons of air bubbles that end up coming. Now you might want to wear safety glasses. Don't put your face right over the top. Just kind of take your time. You can see lots of air coming through. This is the bench bleeding procedure. And a lot of times, you know, this can be done on the vehicle as well. And I'll usually have someone pressing on the pedal slowly. And a lot of times I'll tap on the side of the cylinder with a rubber hammer. Just tap on it lightly because, like I say, there's a lot of trapped air inside of these things, and you can see as I'm still pressing, and this might take 20 to 50 presses of the piston before you're really happy. I'm looking for every little air bubble to come out. I don't want nothing left in. And I've also got this master cylinder in the vise. It's kind of tilted up. I'll probably reposition it and do this some more, because this is just the best practice for putting on a brand new master cylinder. So now we're getting to the point where we're not seeing a lot of bubbles like we were. And that's what we're looking for. So I've repositioned the master cylinder in the vise. And if you look close, there's more air still coming out. Maybe you can see it coming through right there. That's why the clear hose is used. No air in the brake system. That's what we're looking for, no air. So a little bit of extra time at this stage. It's going to save you a lot of time later from calling and saying my brakes are spongy or they're this or they're that. And we're going to say, did you bench bleed the master cylinder? If you look, I don't know if you can see those air bubbles. There's still air bubbles. Of course, when I let up the piston, they got pulled right back into the cylinder. So again, this is extremely important. I mean, I've pressed this thing 20 or 30 times and you can still see air coming through. There's one little bubble right there. I think we're just about done. But you can see, you know, it's going to take you 5-10 minutes. Then when you're done with this, what you can do is pull one of these out, simply slip it back on. Obviously you're going to have a little bubble or two. Slip that guy back on. Whoop. There we go. Until you're ready to actually take it and install it. This one can just come out. Most of the time, this little dust seal here, unless you're going manual brakes with this master cylinder, most of the time this goes in the garbage can. So again, remember the bullet goes in the bore of the master cylinder if you're using different types, but especially if you're using the Wild Horses Hydro Boost. And just show you, that guy goes right there. Okay, that's it. Bye-bye.